Day 30. Israelis today listened with anger and frustration to reports about the demonstrations around the world against our campaign to eliminate Hamas from Gaza and to free 242 hostages being held there. Israelis believe that the main catalyst for the demonstrations is classic anti-Semitism. Any opportunity to turn against Jews will be taken and exploited. The anti-Semites genuinely do not want Israel to succeed in the war and would be happy to see Jews and Israel eliminated. Another reason for protest, sometimes related, is misplaced sympathy for the Palestinian people. Unlike those claiming that the civilians are innocent, many Israelis believe that Hamas has a large amount of support in Gaza and that the people there are all at least partly responsible for the horrific attacks on Israel. Israelis credit Hamas and the Palestinians with a successful public relations campaign to portray Israel as an oppressor and heartless enemy. They believe that Hamas cynically celebrates civilian casualties as a public relations victory. Even those who believe that Gazans are also victims of Hamas see the civilian casualties as an inevitable part of the war. Hamas has set up its infrastructure to make dismantling it impossible without damage to civilian infrastructure and human cost. Israelis are frustrated that the world, including some good-intentioned people, cannot see that. It is their survival or ours. It is evident that many Muslims are involved in the demonstrations, particularly in the UK. The images from there reinforce anti-Arab sentiment here and have some Israelis blaming Arab immigrants for turning Europe against us. Very few Israelis, including those on the left of politics and engaged in peacemaking, sympathize with the overseas protesters, even if they are saddened by the loss of civilian life. There's almost universal agreement that this war is justified and that the army is behaving within international law and with high moral standards, avoiding civilian casualties if they can. Israel's is a citizen army. The soldiers are our children, our spouses, our siblings, and in some cases our parents. Israel cannot imagine them behaving with cruelty or intentionally harming the innocent. Of course, Israel also has her extremists. Heritage Minister Amichai Eliyahu, a member of National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir's far-right Otzma Yehudi party, said today that one of Israel's options in the war against Hamas was to drop a nuclear bomb on the Gaza Strip. He was immediately suspended from his duties by Prime Minister Netanyahu. With regards to the hostages, he said, "I pray and hope for their return, but there is a price to be paid in war. Why are the lives of the abductees, whose release I really want, more important than the lives of the soldiers and people who will be murdered later?" While his words infuriated the families of the hostages, on one item many agreed with Eliyahu. He objected to allowing any humanitarian aid into Gaza, saying we wouldn't hand the Nazis humanitarian aid, and saying there's no such thing as uninvolved civilians in Gaza. Some of the families say that humanitarian aid should not be going in. It should be conditional on release of their loved ones. This is Peta Jones-Pellach reporting for NCJWA Australia.